Father Michel Rodrigue's message, which has stirred global attention, carries a profound urgency rooted in the Virgin Mary's sorrowful plea. This revelation, delivered through a priest celebrated for his spiritual depth and prophetic clarity, transcends mere words. It is a divine summons to humanity to confront the moral and spiritual crises of our time. As the world grapples with escalating conflicts, moral decay, and existential uncertainty, the Virgin Mary's tears symbolize a mother's anguish for her children, urging them to awaken to their true purpose and embrace the path of redemption. This message is not a distant warning, but a present call to action, demanding that we reevaluate our lives, our choices, and our relationship with the divine. At the heart of Father Rodrigue's teachings lies a stark reminder of the need for inner transformation. The Virgin Mary's message emphasizes a radical renewal of the soul, a departure from superficial religious practices toward a deeper, more authentic connection with God. This is not about following rituals for the sake of tradition, but about cultivating a living faith that permeates every aspect of life. She calls for a return to the core tenets of Christianity: prayer, repentance, and acts of charity. These are not mere obligations, but lifelines that anchor us in times of turmoil. The message challenges believers to confront their spiritual complacency, to seek forgiveness for past transgressions, and to align their lives with the commandments of love and justice. One of the most striking elements of this revelation is the prophecy of the illumination of consciences. This divine moment, described as a universal awakening, will strip away the illusions and self-deceptions that cloud our spiritual vision. In this moment of clarity, each person will see their soul as God sees it, free from the masks we wear in daily life. This revelation is not meant to instill fear, but to inspire profound repentance and a commitment to change. It is a reminder that our actions, thoughts, and intentions shape our eternal destiny. The Virgin Mary's call to embrace this illumination is an invitation to confront the truth, no matter how uncomfortable, and to seek the grace of conversion. The message also speaks of sanctuaries, divine refuges where the faithful can find safety and spiritual sustenance. These sanctuaries, protected by angels, are not just physical places, but sacred spaces where the presence of God is palpable. They serve as havens for those seeking solace from the chaos of the world, offering a chance to reconnect with the divine through prayer, confession, and communal worship. The concept of these sanctuaries underscores the importance of community and shared faith, reminding us that we are never alone in our struggles. They are symbols of hope, where the faithful can draw strength from one another and from the intercession of the saints. The role of the archangels in this prophetic era is equally significant. Archangel Michael, the warrior of heaven, is portrayed as a defender of truth and justice, standing against the forces of darkness that seek to corrupt the world. His presence is a call to courage, urging believers to stand firm in their faith and to fight for what is right. Archangel Gabriel, the messenger of God, brings the light of divine truth, guiding those who seek wisdom and clarity in a world filled with confusion. His role as a protector of the religious life highlights the importance of remaining steadfast in one's vocation, even in the face of adversity. Archangel Raphael, the healer, offers compassion and restoration, reminding us that God's mercy is always available to those who seek it. Through his intercession, the faithful are encouraged to pursue both physical and spiritual healing, recognizing that true wholeness comes from God. The Virgin of Guadalupe, already a revered figure in Catholic tradition, is positioned as a central symbol of unity and hope. Her apparition in Mexico, where she appeared to Saint Juan Diego, is a testament to her role as a motherly figure who bridges cultural and spiritual divides. In this message, Guadalupe is destined to become a global epicenter of faith, drawing people from all walks of life to her sanctuary. This sacred site will not only be a place of pilgrimage, but also a beacon of peace, where the wounds of the world can be healed through prayer and divine intervention. The Virgin's presence here is a reminder that faith transcends borders, uniting humanity in a shared quest for salvation. Father Rodrigue's revelations also emphasize the importance of preparing for the trials ahead, not just spiritually, but practically. The Virgin Mary's warnings about an impending global conflict call for both vigilance and action. This includes fostering a culture of peace, promoting justice, and working to heal the divisions that threaten to tear society apart. Her message is a reminder that while we cannot control the external forces at play, we can control our response to them. By living with integrity, compassion, and a commitment to God's will, we can become instruments of His peace in a fractured world. The power of prayer, as highlighted in the message, cannot be overstated. It is described not as a passive act, but as a transformative force that strengthens the soul and unites the faithful. Collective prayer, in particular, is presented as a bridge that connects individuals across differences, fostering solidarity and resilience. In a time when social and cultural divides seem insurmountable, prayer becomes the light that pierces through darkness, offering hope and healing. The Virgin Mary's call to pray with urgency and sincerity is a reminder that our prayers are not in vain. They are seeds of change that can grow into a harvest of grace. Ultimately, this message is a call to awaken to the reality of our spiritual condition. It challenges us to move beyond complacency, to embrace a life of purpose, guided by the teachings of Christ and the intercession of the Virgin Mary. The Virgin's tears are not a sign of despair but of love, a love that seeks to redeem and restore. As we face the uncertainties of the future, her message is a promise. Through faith, humility, and trust in God's providence, we can navigate even the darkest of times. The time to act is now, and the path forward is illuminated by the light of divine mercy. Are you ready to answer the call? The idea of spiritual refuges during times of hardship extends far beyond tangible shelters. It embodies a profound theological truth. While physical sanctuaries, such as churches, chapels, or even quiet personal spaces, offer safety from external dangers, their deeper purpose lies in representing divine havens where individuals can retreat from both visible threats and the invisible battles within the soul. These sacred environments, whether rooted in architecture or in moments of intimate prayer, serve as enduring symbols of God's unwavering guardianship. Within them, believers discover not only solace, but also renewed strength, communal support from fellow seekers, and the profound tranquility that comes from surrendering to the embrace of divine love. In a world often fractured by chaos, such refuges become wellsprings of spiritual resilience, nurturing trust in God's providence and fostering inner growth through trials. Central to this narrative is the veneration of Our Lady of Guadalupe, whose historical and spiritual significance transcends borders and generations. Her apparition to Saint Juan Diego in 1531 on Tepeyac Hill marked a pivotal moment in Christian history, revealing Mary as a motherly figure of unity, mercy, and divine intervention. As the patroness of the Americas, she bridges cultural, ethnic, and linguistic divides, embodying a universal call to embrace Christ's love. Prophecies suggest that in the coming era of global upheaval, Guadalupe will emerge as a beacon of hope for all humanity, drawing people together in a shared quest for peace and reconciliation. Her message, rooted in conversion, humility, and solidarity, will guide the faithful through periods of transformation, reminding them that God's compassion is limitless. Through her intercession, believers find courage to face adversity, assured that they are never abandoned in their struggles. Father Michel Rodriguez's teachings amplify this vision, urging a collective spiritual awakening as preparation for the trials ahead. He emphasizes that suffering, while inevitable, is not merely punitive, but purificatory, a crucible through which faith is refined. These challenges, rather than being obstacles, are opportunities for deepening one's relationship with God and cultivating virtues such as patience, charity, and selflessness. In times of crisis, the Christian community is called to embody Christ's teachings more boldly, becoming living testaments to love and service. By uniting in prayer, acts of mercy, and mutual support, believers can illuminate the darkness with hope, reflecting God's light to a world yearning for healing. The role of the archangels further underscores the divine support system available to humanity. Archangel Gabriel, the harbinger of truth, calls us to seek authenticity and divine wisdom. Archangel Raphael, the healer, offers restoration to body and spirit, guiding us toward wholeness. Archangel Michael, the warrior of light, stands as a bulwark against evil, empowering resistance to spiritual and moral decay. Together, these celestial beings symbolize the multifaceted ways in which God's grace operates in the world, providing protection, clarity, and strength. Yet their aid is not a substitute for personal responsibility. It requires steadfast commitment to virtue, truth-seeking, and reliance on God's mercy. Spiritual refuges, whether literal or metaphorical, stand as enduring reminders of God's presence amid turmoil. They teach that peace is not found in the absence of struggle, but in the assurance of divine companionship. Through steadfast prayer, the practice of Christian virtues, and communal solidarity, believers can navigate even the fiercest storms. Father Rodriguez's vision challenges us to see these trials not as endpoints, but as invitations to transformation. By renewing our dedication to faith, embracing Mary's maternal guidance, and trusting in the angel's protection, we equip ourselves to face the future with hope. Ultimately, the call to spiritual renewal is both urgent and timeless. It invites us to anchor our lives in God's eternal love, to seek unity across divisions, and to act as instruments of peace in a fractured world. As we anticipate the challenges ahead, let us draw strength from the legacy of Guadalupe, the intercession of the saints, and the promise that God's providence will never falter. By grounding ourselves in prayer, charity, and unwavering faith, we become living signs of His kingdom, a testament to the truth that even in darkness, His light endures.